Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Connor Williams and you are watching Wrestle Wrap. That's right, today we'll be doing Monday Night Raw's review. Raw was quite good last night. Before I get into it, I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really entertaining. There was some highs and some lows, but we'll get into them right now. So kicking off, we had Retribution come out. They've apparently signed contracts with the business, like they didn't already, and they were also debuting new masks. Instead of the old ski masks, which were falling off their face as we speak, they've now got masks that pretty much reveal who they are. You could see Mia Yim was Mia Yim. You could just about make out Dijakovic, and you could just about make out, well, you could easily make out Madden. Shane Thorne, who's reportedly the other one, you couldn't make out because his mask was full. Yeah, they say that they're there to bend the image. The Hurt Business come down, Retribution fall behind and back out the ring. I thought it was really good. And Jerry Lawler's like, how have they got contracts? I thought it was really good though. The only issue is the masks do look a bit silly. I thought they looked very Slipknotty. And when Dijakovic started speaking, all I could see, which is all over the media, is Bane from Batman, because he had the grills here. And also, I don't know who's told him to speak like this, but they go, and you'll be bent in our image, and like it just sounds Bane-ish. It's, you know what I mean, it sounds like they've ripped off Christopher Nolan's Bane and Tom Hardy's Bane, but who am I to judge? I guess the masks do look somewhat cool. It defeats the object now that you can make out who they are and the internet knows. It's sort of killed the kayfabe on it a bit, I think, but no, it was solid. Apart from that, we'll have to see where it goes. Next we have Angel Garza and Andrade versus Seth and Murphy and Dominic and Humberto Carrillo. I've never pronounced the name so perfectly than that then. Wow. Yeah, Seth leaves Murphy in the ring. Garza hits the wing clipper on him. They tease Seth and Murphy splitting again. They don't tease Garza and Andrade though, for whatever reason. It looks like they're back on page now. Selena's gone. Back on the same page, but the match was solid. Murphy walking out, Seth walking out means that it was a cleanish win. You know what I mean? It was a clean win, but it doesn't take any credibility away from the Monday Night Messiah's disciple, because you don't want to take too much away from them, otherwise they fall down the card. Interesting that they didn't pick Carrillo to be pinned. I thought they'd pick him or Dominic. I guess you want to make Dominic look good, but Carrillo's not in any of the rivalry, so... But yeah. Next, guys, we have Retribution backstage, who threaten a match against the Hurt Business. Again, the weird Baney voice, we'll build you in our image, is very weird. But I thought it was alright. It leads on perfectly to the KO show with Shane O'Mac. They talk about Raw Underground, the differences they've had in the past. Strowman versus Dabba-Kato. Kato comes out. Kevin Owens says, I've not forgot about you, smacks him before Kato can get involved. Braun comes out while Shane's going, no, not now. Aleister Black comes out, pulls Owens, puts the ring rope, the post between his legs, and starts attacking Owens, teasing their rivalry even more. I don't know where this is all going, because they're all starting to intertwine, aren't they? Like, you know KO's going to feud with Kato, but he's got Aleister Black, and Kato attacked both of them, so I don't know why Black's not after him as well. It's all getting a bit messy. But yeah, I thought it was an alright segment. I'm quite excited to see Kato versus Strowman later on in the show. I thought they both look like absolute giant men. The wrestling ability you could question, but they're just big lads, huge lads. We go backstage to Retribution attacking Humberto Carrillo. Again, just causing absolute mayhem. Carrillo was the only one there, making him look strong. It was interesting though, because more Retribution members are coming out their ears and they are keeping the ski masks. So I guess WWE are thinking, even if like they're a good way to add more talent as it goes on, depending on how long this lasts. Some people are already sick of it. I think it's a good way to like always keep talent or a new superstar if they sign anyone. You know, you never know who's going to appear behind the masks, and I quite like that. I think they should personally keep it a little bit longer, at least till like they've got a couple more good members. I think they killed the Nexus way too early, so this, if it's a B-Tech one, keep it running longer. Next we have Keith Lee versus McIntyre. It was a good match, really solid. Keith Lee goes for his bomb, and Randy Drew hits the Claymore, then Randy Orton interferes, hits Drew with a chair, and then pins Drew down and really rams a chair here across his jaw. It looks really painful, and then punts Keith Lee. Yeah, I think Keith Lee will be back next week. I wish they'd kept the punt how they used to, where if you hit it, it's done. Like McIntyre, he took 3, was it, the other week, and he came back the week later. No, they used to have it where the punt, that's it. I've seen it shelf Shawn Michaels for ages, and it's shelved Edge for a while. I really, really wish they'd like make it kayfabe, as dangerous as it was again. I'm glad they brought it back. I know they stopped it because they were about kids, but like if your kid's kicking your other kid in the head, I think responsibility needs to be a bit on you. I love wrestling. Used to wrestle with my sister when I was little. Never kicked her in the head. No, never kicked her in the head. Same with the curb stomp. Never curb stomped. They're not on hard ground. Like I'd probably like do it on a trampoline or something, or a bouncy castle, but I'd never put like stamp her head into the curb. Just like I'd never have ever kicked her in the head solid, because it's dangerous. So yeah, but I'm glad it's back. I just wish they put more weight behind it again. Randy says that no one should doubt him, and the ambulance means many things to many people. To him, it means a 14th world title, which again was interesting. I forgot how many he's won. He's very close to John Cena and Ric Flair, but I wasn't too sure how close he was. I'd love to know how much. I haven't looked at it, but Roman Reigns must be pretty close, because Roman Reigns has won a lot. I personally wanted the only person to beat Ric to be John Cena. You could still do it. I think the man, he's my favourite wrestler, but I think the man is our version of Hulk Hogan. I think he's held the flag for years for WWE, does a lot now. He's a very loyal man to the business. You can't hurt his graft. He's a great ethical man as well. I watched a Larry King interview on him and on about his brother and his brother being gay. And he's just a great man. He's good ethics, John. But yeah, I'm sidetracking massively here. But yeah, so I thought it was interesting that Orton was on 14. If he beats Drew, 15. Then he's only, 2 away from beating Rick, 1 from tying. Randy Orton wouldn't be bad as a side with Rick, like 16, him, Ric Flair, Cena 17 would be quite good for me personally. But even if all them say 16, like Randy Orton's just as good as John Cena, and he's been, for however long you've got John Cena, you've had Randy Orton or Edge. And obviously Edge's injury means that he wasn't the flag holder. But Randy Orton, they're like chalk and cheese, you need them there. Next we have Vega, who defeated Mickie James. Vega looked really good in the ring. I said last week I was excited to see her. She looks really good, reliable. Mickey's reliable, isn't she? So she was always going to make her look good. Vega won with a backstabber. I thought that was quite interesting. And then they put him on the pre-show. That's a bit tough because Asuka's a great performer. Vega, well, she was all right today, but there's not much of a draw. It's not like it was Rousey. But the pre-show, there's surely better matches you can stick on the pre-show. It's a tough one. I saw some people saying they're just as bad as AEW, because AEW put women's on the pre-show apparently. I don't know. The internet's full of oh, you're just as bad. But yeah, I don't know. I think they've done it because Asuka's going to beat her pretty quickly and pretty clean. Then we have the Hurt Business backstage attacking people who are Retribution, but not the main ones. They're the Ski Maskers. And then they say, oh, that's got to level the score, but you don't know how many of them there are, so they only beat about 6 of them up. Is that everyone? Who knows? Next we have R-Truth, who brings back Little Jimmy. They're on the beach, he loses his title in the ocean, he gets it back, he's like, Little Jimmy, don't play with sharks, he's like Sharknado too. Typical R-Truth silliness, if you like it, you like it, if you don't, you don't. Little Jimmy coming back is quite entertaining, quite entertaining. Like I said, if you like it, you like it, you don't, you don't, it's one of them. Next we have Cruz defeating Cedric. The Hurt Business get in and attack him, they beat down him and Ricochet. So this rivalry's still going on, which is interesting because the Hurt Business have got Retribution later. They've got 2 rivalries on the go, which is what WWE seems to be doing with a lot of people, KO included. Be interesting to see where that one goes. And now Raw Underground, where Ziggler beats, I don't know the fella's name, really sorry, not exactly top class journalism here, but I don't know the name. He beats him with a sleeper though. Braun promises that Kato will get hurt and anybody else who wants a piece of him. Then we lead back to Seth in the ring, who comes out with a DNA test. Ray comes out, he says Dominic's not Ray's. Ray's like, we've done this before, stop doing this. And he's like, yeah, maybe Alia's not yours. And then he says, why were you helping Murphy? Why'd you comfort him? Mysterio's like, oh, I brought her up to be caring and she's naive. And then Alia sees her backside over that, goes backstage. Ray's like, what the hell? And then it's just Dominic staring down Seth, who gives this weird speech about he didn't want to rip a family apart. That kind of self-loathing that he did when he first started it. It's very weird to get your head round. But yeah, it was an alright segment. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't think I really 100% want to know. But we'll have to see in the next couple of weeks. It is intriguing, I guess. But I think having the Mysterio family involved is a bit intriguing. Obviously, Angie's quite used to it. Alia, I don't think we've ever seen her in WWE. Dominic, we've obviously seen when he was about yay big with blonde frosted tips. But yeah, it's interesting to see where they're going. It's really good for the Mysterio family. When they needed Rey to sign that contract, he clearly must have said, listen, really enhance my son, like give my son the time and space he needs, which WWE seems to be sticking with. So next we have Baszler and Nia, who defeat Natty and Lana in very, very quick succession. We're talking, they attack the Riot Squad, there's a slight bit of a stare down, they go to drop Liv Morgan through the table, but Lana gets put through it instead because Liv Morgan escapes. Yeah, again, just feeding, making them look stronger in it. You just make them look stronger for the title. I think they're going to beat the Riot Squad easy. You then have Alia lashing out at her dad, saying, I'm not this naive young kid anymore, and blah, 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 I'm done with this, I only came to support Dom. Was alright. I don't think she's the greatest actor in the world, but she's only 19 years old, so give the kid a break. Then you have Riddick Moss beating Eric backstage in the Raw Underground. Again, that one looked a bit brutal. I thought Eric was going to win for a while. I quite like the Raw Underground. It looks brutal. I don't know where they're going with that either, but it looks brutal. Then we have Asuka beating Peyton Royce. Vega attacks her though, comes out and attacks her from behind. Asuka makes very short, like she makes real short of Peyton Royce. I know the Iconics came out before and was like, oh, I want a title shot, but I don't think they're going to get it because Asuka's going to make very quick mincemeat of them. Then we move back to backstage. Murphy apologises to Alia. Again, don't know where this is going, don't know if I want to know. It's intriguing, but that's all it is. I'm a bit but then surely if Ray's involved, it won't be anything too Vince McMahon weird because it's not Vince McMahon's kids this time, it's someone else's. But yeah. Next we go on to Raw Underground. Braun beats Kato. Braun says, rips his top off. He's I guess that makes Braun Strowman king of the Underground. I don't know where they're going with this. This is where I left on from that early teaser from the Moss match. I think they're going to go with a championship belt. I can see it coming. WWE love new belts, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was an Underground championship. Braun would do really well there. It's about his level. He's an intimidating bit like being. He's not very good on the mic. Don't give him a world title, really. Like not unless you need him to, like Goldberg. But he suits the Underground. He looks scary. He looks really good, and a belt would make a bit more interesting. Although I guess you could say they're fighting for pride, so who knows? But yeah. Now on to our final match of the evening, and it was Retribution versus the Hurt Business. It was a decent match. Both looked good. Retribution looked really good. Shane Thorne, they've got new names now. It's Mace, T-Bar, and is it Slapjack? Lawler called him Slapjack, but Jerry Lawler calls anyone what he wants, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know about the names Mace and T-Bar either. Just keep them with their original names. We all know who it is. This is the problem with kayfabe. It kills it because you've got NXT and they're coming out with different names. It's like, well, I know who that is though. Like Keith Lee, he wasn't going to come out like, I don't know, like Leaf T, was he? It's Keith Lee. You can't come out in a different name. You know who he is. It's the same with these. When they take the masks off, everyone's going to go, well, that's my that's Dijakovic. It's not T-Bar, is he? But again, I don't know. WWE love changing their names. They should be lucky they've gotten it like pretty much. I guess it's Dominic Dijakovic if it's too long for Vince. He'd have just been called Dominic here, and they've already got one of them. Shane Thorne, he'd just be called Thorne, and you've had Kevin Thorne. And Madden, I don't know, I guess it just looks... Madden I can see because Dio Madden's not as intimidating, but it might just be... That's just my opinion. I don't know why you changed the names. But yeah, and then after that, more of Retribution attack. Drew comes out to help the locker room, and Randy Orton hits him with an RKO out of nowhere. Makes Orton look really strong again. Good to see him back on the TV. Raw do miss him when he's not there. I don't think Drew's capable of carrying it all in himself with this rivalry with Keith Lee because no one knows what's going on there. But yeah, Monday Night Raw was good this week. I really enjoyed it. Regardless of what I say, I did actually really enjoy it. The product is slowly and surely getting better. Same with SmackDown each week. There are bits where you think, what's going on here? And the Retribution masks were a bit silly. The voice is a bit silly. But you've also had R-Truth swimming with his imaginary friend, and people love that. Is there any such thing as too silly? They've got to look intimidating, and they can't come out with all for Fiend masks because that kills the Fiend. And they weren't going to just take they can't wrestle in ski masks. They were coming off as it is. I don't know, guys. I think the Retribution thing's a good angle now. After now I think about it and the way you can advance talent, bring them up, I think it's a good idea. Personally, I think it could be done better, but it's a good idea. You guys might disagree. If you do, leave it in the comment section. I'll read them. And I'll see you for NXT.